Hello students, I, Mrs. Madhvi Matre, welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. In the previous lecture, I gave you some homework and afterwards we have started with chapter number 1, that is sets. Okay, so in homework I gave you the identities and I told you that you complete them. Today I will give you the answers for those identities. You check your answers whether you are correct or not. So in homework the first question was write squares from 1 to 30 and the second question was write cubes from 1 to 15. I hope you all must have completed the written work. At the same time I told you that you start by hurting these squares and cube so that you can use them further to solve the math problems. They are very useful in our everyday life also. The third question was about the identities. I gave you the left hand side of the identities and I told you to write down the expansions. So now all of you, please check your answers. First identity, a plus b the whole square. The expansion is a square plus 2ab plus b square. All of you know this. You have studied in lower standards. Second one, a minus b the whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. You will find that here all the terms are same. Only here the middle term differ by sign. If you have a plus b the whole square, the middle term is positive, and if you have a minus b the whole square, the middle term is negative. Okay, and the third one, a square minus b square. Okay, the difference between two perfect squares here. So the expansion is a plus b and a minus b. Next, x plus a in one bracket and x plus b in another bracket. The answer is x square plus a plus b outside the bracket x plus ab. Here what you have to keep in mind is x is variable and a and b they are numbers. Okay, generally a and b they are numbers. Also the signs can change. Here you can have minus, or here you can have minus, or both the places you can have minus. So accordingly you have to go on doing changes here. Got it? You know that while adding and subtracting we think of the bigger number and give that sign, and in case of multiplication, if the opposite signs are there, then the multiplication is negative, and if the signs are same, then the multiplication is positive. So those rules you need to follow here. Fifth one was a plus b the whole cube. The expansion is a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. This you have studied in 8th standard. Then here I gave one more line. Okay, I told you that this expansion we can write in one more form. So let us see what is that form here. Here we can rewrite this like this. The first term and the last term we are writing together. So a cube minus b cube. And these two terms, middle two terms, from that plus 3ab is taken out common. And when we take out common, here only a is left out and here only b is left out, and in between plus sign is there. Okay, so this is the another form of this expansion, a cube plus b cube plus 3ab inside the bracket a plus b. And next one is similar, only there is a sign change, a minus b the whole cube. So here again you will find that all the terms are similar. Observe here. only the signs are different. The signs they differ for second term and the last term, that means the fourth term, they are negative here. So the expansion is a cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. Then one more form here, we can write it like this. See, first term and the last term taken together here, a cube minus b cube, and from these two minus 3ab is taken out common, so here we have a minus b. This sign is changed because of the minus sign. See, because of this minus sign, this negative term became positive and positive term became negative because minus side is taken out common. Okay, so this way you can write down these identities. And the next one, seventh one, a cube plus b cube. See, these two are different, I told you previously also. So the expansion for a cube plus b cube is a plus b in one bracket, and in second bracket a square minus ab plus b square. Okay. Similarly, you have eighth one, which is a cube minus b cube. So here you have a minus b in first bracket, and in second bracket a square plus ab plus b square. So here also these expansions are similar, only you have to note the change. See here, for plus, the first term or in first bracket the same sign is there, but in second term the sign of middle term is negative. Opposite to that, if you have minus here, then the sign of the middle term in the second bracket is positive. So this way you have to keep all these identities in mind. These identities are very useful in 9th standard. At the same time, they are useful in 10th standard, even in higher standards when you go to college, and if you take commerce or science, they are very useful in math subject. Okay, so I hope all of you will keep this in mind, and you must have completed the work. Those who didn't get the answer previously, now you can complete it. Okay, I went so slowly and I told you that you write it along with me, and if you have not completed, please pause the video and complete it. Okay, let us go further now to our chapter number 1. In this lecture I took some examples of collections. Okay, we took these different examples. You can see here I explained you, and then from this we have defined sets. From these examples, first one days of week, second one months in a year, first 10 counting numbers, and planets in solar system. These collections are well defined. Immediately we can answer them. Okay, but the example number 3 and example number 5, where we have the words like brave and strong, these words are relative words. They are changing from object to object or from person to person. That is why here it is not possible for us to tell the members of this collection or elements of this collection immediately. We have to think, and after thinking also we don't get the definite answer. But here, like for days of week, immediately we can say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's no need of thinking, we already know it. So these sets are well defined, first, second, fourth and sixth. So such collections are called as sets in mathematics. Okay, so how we are going to define set? So what we can do is we can define it in two different ways. This is a definition from textbook. If we can definitely and clearly decide the objects in a given collection, then that collection is called a set. Or in simple words, what we can say is a well-defined collection of objects is called a set. Okay, so if you want, you can write down this second definition. This definition is already there in textbook. Or in textbook itself, You know that some space is always there. So with the help of pencil in textbook also, if you want, you can write down the second definition. As you know that we have studied the paper pattern and know where their question based on definition will be asked. It's only for your information. Okay. Now let's go further. Now we will see the important points about the set. How to write the set. That is important. Okay. So these points you have to write down in your notebook so that you can understand them better. So the very first point here is the set is written by using capital alphabets or capital letters like A, B, C, D up to Z. Or we name the set by using these capital letters. This is the first important point to be noted. Okay. Then the second point is the members or the set, elements of the set. For those, generally we use small letters. Generally I am telling, it is not compulsory that everywhere you should use small letters. Sometimes if the word is given in capital letters, then you have to write capital letters inside also. So generally we are using small letters, not compulsory. Okay, so the next point to remember is if A is an element of set A, then symbolically we write it as A belongs to A. See this E like symbol, it's not E, it's called as epsilon. Okay, E like symbol, it's a Greek letter called as epsilon. So here A belongs to A. Small a belongs to capital A because see, the name of the set is written in the capital letter and the member or the element of set is written in the small letter. So small a belongs to capital A. And we can read it as A belongs to set A. Or in other words, you can say that A is an element of set A. Either you can read it like this or you can read it like this also. Okay, if A is an element of set A, then we write it as A belongs to A. This is called as epsilon. Once again I am telling you, and we read it as. Then the next point, if any element is not a part of that set, okay, that means if A is not an element of set A, then we write it as A does not belong to A. So see, same symbol and on that slash is kept. Like for equal to and not equal to, we write for equal to, and then if we put slash over that equal to, it means that not equal to. So similarly here does not belong to set A, and we can read it as A does not belong to set A. Okay, I hope you must have understood these points. Now let's go further. Now actually we will see how to write the sets here, whatever points we have taken. So now we will take some examples of sets of numbers. In the revision, I make you understand the expansion of numbers. So the same sets I am taking. I told you that N stands for natural numbers. So by using sets now, you know that for giving the name, we are using capital letter. So N you have to write equal to, and natural numbers, you know, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this 1, 2, 3 and so on are the members of this set N. So we need to write down them, all these elements in curly brackets or brace brackets. Okay. So first the name of the set in capital letter, then equal to, then open brace bracket, then write down all the elements 1, 2, 3 for natural numbers. You know that natural numbers are innumerable, uncountable. They are never ending. So that is why dot 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 is put. That means what? This set is never ending. And finally you have to close the brace bracket. So this is how we denote the set. Okay, so now you can recall those points. For the name, capital letter. Elements to be written in the brace bracket. And we need to separate them by comma. This is important point to be noted. That every element here is to be separated by comma. Okay? After n, the next was what? Whole numbers. So we are going to write it like this. W is equal to, inside the curly bracket, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this is a set of whole numbers. Then next was natural numbers, whole numbers. Then next is what? Integers. Okay, so integers also are written, capital letter I is taken, and you can say that this set is infinite from both the sides. Here negative numbers also will go on increasing. It is never ending. And here also positive numbers also will go on increasing. So this is a set of integers. After integers we have rational numbers. So Q is a set of rational numbers. But now here it is not possible for us to write such elements definitely, because there are innumerable fractions. So, and you know that when we change the denominator, the fractions go on changing. So here set is not written directly. Q is a set which denotes rational numbers. Similarly, we can say that R is a set of real numbers. So all these collections of numbers are also sets, and we can denote them by using the letters N, W, I, Q and R respectively. Okay? I hope you must have understood how to write the sets now. Okay? Let's go further now. Now we will see methods to write set or methods of writing sets. Here the sets can be written by using two different methods. From that, the first method is listing method or roster method. As the name suggests, listing method, we have to make a list. Take a simple example. Suppose if you want to go to market, if you want to go to stationery store and if you want to purchase the things which you want, then if there are many things, then you write on the paper, because sometimes you might forget. So you write whatever you want. Suppose say pencil box, then eraser, sharpener, then scale, and you go on listing all the things. Means you actually write all the members of the collection that you want as a stationery. So similarly here also, in this method, all the members or all the elements of set are written in brace bracket or in curly bracket. Okay, so let us take one example here. So here we will take the example of the set of odd numbers between 1 to 10. Now I want to write this by using a listing method or roster method. So just recall how we are going to write the set. The very first thing that we are going to use capital letter, then we are going to put equal to sign, then we are going to write curly bracket, and then we are going to write down the elements. Directly you will not start writing that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. No. Method you should follow, or points, the important points which we have seen, those points we need to use here, we need to implement here while writing. Okay, so take any alphabet. For example, I have taken A. So it is written, see, A is equal to, and in curly brackets, then I wrote all the numbers, odd numbers between 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10 means 1 and 10 are not allowed. Okay, you cannot write. It is not told that numbers from 1 to 10. If from 1 to 10 is there, then 1 will come here. It is between 1 to 10, so 1 will not come. So the numbers are what? 3, 5, 7 and 9. This same thing you can write it like this also. 7, 3, 5, 9. Here we have written in ascending order, but here we have changed the order. Okay, so here what you have to keep in mind is while writing sets, the order is not important. The order of the elements is not important. Only all the elements should be present there. For example, if here 5 is missing, then you are wrong. Okay, you can write down the elements. How to write? First take capital letter, that is name of the set, then equal to sign, and in curly bracket you have to write all the elements separated by comma. Order is not important. See, both the ways are correct. Okay, this is how we are going to write listing method. Let's take one more example. Second example, the set of letters of word remember. Okay, here we have to write down the letters from the word remember. Now while writing here, I will display the set first and then I will explain. So I am taking one more letter, say I am taking letter B to denote the set equal to, and inside the curly bracket I have written only 4 letters R, E, M, B. You will find that here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 letters are there. But in the set only 4 are there. Why it is so? Because here one important rule we need to follow, that while writing the elements of set, what we have to keep in mind is the elements we cannot repeat. Repetition of elements is not allowed. R we cannot write 2 times. E we cannot write 2 times. Okay, that is why the letters which are repeated, they are not written again. So see, R is written first, then E is written, then M is written. The next is again E, but already we have taken here, so we cannot repeat it. Then again M, so ignore it. Then B is a new letter, so write down B. Then C, E. E is repeated again, 3rd time, so not to write. And R also is repeated. So even though the letter contains here 8 letters, so even though the word contains 8 letters, in the set we have only 4 elements. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind, that when we write the set, repetition of elements is not allowed. We can write one element one time only. Okay, so I hope you must have understood this method, listing method. So here list means you have to actually write down all the elements in curly brackets separated by commas. Okay, now let us go further towards the second method. The name of the second method is rule method or set builder form. Now here in this method we are not going to write a list, but we are going to write some rule. Okay, we have to observe the given elements and then we have to write rule. Instead of making list, we will write the property there. Okay, so with the help of same examples, let's try to understand how to write the sets by using the rule method or set builder form. So first example here is the same as I have said, but now the list is not allowed here. I have to use the rule. But again the instructions what you need to follow is the name of the set you have to write by using capital letter. Then you must use equal to sign. You must use curly bracket. So these rules are same. Only inside the way of writing the elements is different. So let's see how to write down this. So this way, see, A is equal to curly bracket as I have said, and here I want to write some rule, and rule I am writing for the element. So that element we have to take as X in general. You can take any alphabet. It is not compulsory that you should take X, but generally we take X. So this X denotes the element. and then slash is there, and after slash we have to write down property. Okay, so these properties, they can be 1, they can be 2, they can be 3. Now here what we can see here is there are 3 properties. First of all, they are odd, then they are between 1 to 10, means they are natural numbers, and also the boundaries are given. So we have to write down 3 different properties, 3 different rules here. The first rule for x is odd. Second rule is x belongs to n. Now you know this symbol I have told you. Epsilon means belongs to, means x is a natural number. And the third property is x is between 1 and 10. Okay, means 1 is not allowed. 1 is less than x and x is less than 10. That means x is between 1 and 10. Okay. And how to read this? Okay, so let us see how to read this. This is set A. Is a set of all x. See, A is a set of all x. Then this line stands for such that. Okay, such that x is a odd natural number between 1 and 10. Okay, together we have to make a statement and combiningly we can write it like this. So, understood the difference? Here we are writing list, means we are writing all the elements. But here we are not writing elements. Instead, we are writing a rule, a property to describe that particular set. Okay. Now let us see the second example here. The same set we are going to write by using the set builder form or rule method. So once again, you know that we have to take capital alphabet, then equal to sign, curly bracket, and then write x as a general element. Then slash stands for such that, and then you have to write down property. Now here there is only one property, that x is a letter of word, remember. Now what you have to keep in mind here is, see, both the places here I use the word is. I didn't say that x are odd. I didn't write that x are letters. Okay, so here plural form is not allowed. We have to go for singular form. We have to write the property of single element. Always keep in mind, this your statement should be singular. It should not be plural. Correct? This is not allowed. So keep this in mind while writing the sets. Okay? So I hope you must have understood both the methods to write sets. Now we will take more examples so that you can understand both the methods properly. Okay. So let us see the examples. Here in the left hand side I have taken rule method or set builder form, and here I have written listing method or roster form. So let us see the very first example here in both the methods. See here, in rule method it is written as A is a set of all x such that x is a letter of the word division. And now this same set we are writing in listing method. So see here, you have to write down the elements from here. As I have said that generally we use small letters, but now here the word is given in capital, so we have to use capital letters inside. So here the rules, they may change accordingly. Okay. So see here, from division the first letter is D written, second letter is I, third is V, then I is repeated, so don't write I again. Next is S written here, again I is repeated, don't write it, then O and then N. Okay, so here I appeared 3 times, but we wrote only 1 time because our rule, we cannot repeat the elements. We have to write the elements only once. Let us go for the second example now. B is a set of all y such that y is a number such that y squared is equal to 9. So y squared is 9. So what is the value of y? 9 is square of what? 9 is square of 3. But not only plus 3, it is square of minus 3 also. So every square has two square roots. One is positive and other is negative. So while writing this listing method, don't write only plus 3. You have to consider minus 3 also. So B, you are going to write like this. Inside the curly bracket, minus 3 and then plus 3. Okay. Next, this C is set of all Z such that Z is a multiple of 5 and is less than 30. Z is multiple of 5, that means you have to write table of 5, and less than 30 means 30 is not allowed. So you will write table only up to 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So this way you can write down the sets by using both the methods. You will understand it better when we will discuss the practice set. So students, today I am stopping here. Till that, you stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you, students.